If you are a migrant in the UK and you think buying a house is impossible here, especially a new build, then this video is for you. A lot of people here think that buying a house is really difficult if you are not a citizen or a PR or an ILR holder. A lot of people believe you need to be a citizen or an ILR holder or need decades of history in the UK to buy a house. But that's not true. Last year, I have been to various show homes of various builders, and I have made a few videos on that too that you can find on my channel. And now that I've finally moved into my dream home, I think I am confident enough to share with you all the step-by-step process on how you can buy a property in the UK, especially a new build. So let's get started. First things first, yes, migrants are allowed to buy a property in the UK. You do not need to be a British citizen or a PR holder to buy your house in the UK. All you need is a valid visa, a UK bank account, and a UK address. Before anything else, one step which is really crucial in this process is to check your UK credit score. Check your UK credit score on Experian, TransUnion, or Vivex. It does usually want you to have 2 to 3 years of UK address history, a stable income, and no missed payments. If you are eligible, you can also register on the electoral roll. It will help you a lot in boosting your credit score. Secondly, the thing that is crucial is that you must have saved for your deposit and the extra costs that come with buying a property in the UK. Depending on your lender and your visa type, you will have to pay a certain percentage of the total amount as a deposit, which is normally greater for migrants than citizens here. You need to consider that you have to save for any other fees like solicitor fee, mortgage fee, or stamp duty, any other setup or moving costs that are associated with. So once you have made up your mind of buying your first home in the UK, you have enough money and your credit score is good as well, then first thing that you have to get, the very first document is an agreement in principle that you get from your mortgage advisor normally. This document will normally tell you how much you can borrow, depending on that which lenders are interested in considering you. I would strongly suggest to consider and take advice from a mortgage advisor, especially if you are on visa, because only that person will know which lenders are the best for you and how you can plan your budget, how you can be able to tell you what's your household income. Household income is your the husband and wife's total income, and depending on that which options you can consider and which properties you can consider. For our stricter rules for migrants, so you have to be careful with this step. When we were going through this process, me and my husband, we both sent our 3 months of salary slips to the mortgage advisor, and based on that he gave us this agreement in principle document. And once we had that in our hands, we were free to go and explore all the properties out there that lied in our budgets. So we went to various show homes to see which ones we liked, and we had a chat with all the builders out there. So after seeing all the show homes, we finalized a Kala home, and we reserved a Kala house by paying £1,000 reservation fee. There's a certain amount of fee that you have to pay to reserve the property so that it gets taken off the market. So in our case, the cooling off period was 2 weeks. Cooling off period is a time when you can cancel the property, and once that period passes away, then you cannot cancel the property, and there are some legal actions if you have to cancel it. But one thing which is really important is while you are in the reservation stage, I would recommend asking as many questions as possible, and whatever comes to your mind you ask the builder, because it's a big decision after all that you have to make. So you can ask questions like what are the warranties that come, like the NHBC warranty. You can also try to negotiate a bit with the builder, like for example in our case we negotiated for flooring and turf that we got free with the property that we bought. We need to know what the expected completion date is of the property. Finally, once you have reserved your property and the cooling off period has also passed, the next crucial step is to hire a solicitor as soon as possible. We were given a list of solicitors, and out of which we called 3-4 solicitors to find out whoever was the cheaper option. We went with them and we forwarded some documents to them like our visa and salary slips. And as soon as we shared all those important documents with them, the solicitor started to do all the legal deeds. So they would do all the legal actions for you. It's really important to see if the solicitor that you have hired has experience with the new builds. So do make sure you do that step. So the solicitor will basically do all the legal checks, and they will also coordinate with the lender. Solicitor will coordinate with your lender and do all the legal checks. When you are doing this step, it's also really important to check whether the solicitor that you have hired has experience in new builds. In the meantime, we also contacted our mortgage advisor to see which bank gave us the best interest rate. We went ahead with Halifax Bank that gave us a good rate, and thereafter we submitted the full mortgage application, and we also submitted our more documents in this process. Documents that we submitted were our visa document, the bank statements, pay slips, and a proof of deposit. So normally mortgage approval can take up to 6 weeks, so be patient in this step. So in the meantime, they kept on doing their formalities, and at the end they called us in their offices to get our signatures. And after that, all the documents, all the legal requirements were fulfilled, and all the documents were made ready by them. This time we also got our moving date finalized from the builders. On the moving date, it's also called a completion date. So on that day is when you get the ownership of the property and mortgage funds are released, and you finally get the keys of your house. It's the day you finally become a homeowner in the UK. The day of our move, we transferred all the money to the solicitor, and solicitor paid it to the builder and the bank. So we paid a total of 10% of the deposit, and 5% was made from us, and 5% was contributed by the builder. We also paid LBDT, which was also 5%, because we bought a home in Scotland. If you are in England and you're buying a house in England, then it's called a stamp duty there. Once all the funds were cleared, we got keys to our new home. Whole process took around 6 months to complete, from the time we reserved our property to the time we moved in. It was not at all a difficult process. If you follow the right strategy and follow the right steps, then it's definitely possible. One of the common mistakes that migrants usually make while buying their property in the UK are underestimating the deposit costs and other hidden charges that are associated with buying a property, not hiring a mortgage advisor in the process, assuming that the visa length doesn't matter, and not budgeting the legal costs. Definitely avoid these, and your journey becomes much more smoother. Your first home in the UK as a migrant is possible. If I have done it, then you can too. If you understand the process and do your homework, then it's absolutely achievable. If this video helped you, like and subscribe and share it with someone who is also trying to build a life here. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I will make more videos about helping migrants in the UK related to various topics. So till then, bye bye.